All right, welcome back. This is part 3 of the Bears recap of their draft picks under Ryan Poles and his tutelage. This to me is the most important one because this is where we have all the potential of moving forward with this rebuild. This is where the rebuild comes into the final year of rebuilding, all because of this number 1 pick that was traded last year. Last year we had the number 1 pick. We traded down with the Panthers. We got number 9, number 61, which was the 49ers pick they traded to the Panthers as part of Christian McCaffrey. We got DJ Moore. We got 2024 first-round pick, which is now our number 1 overall pick. And next year's second-round pick, 2025 second-round pick from the Panthers, still yet to come next year. Of course, Ryan Poles made the genius trade mid-season, gave away our second-round pick this year. That's why we don't have a second-rounder for Montez Sweat, the Tez effect. We've talked about that significantly. I'm not going to go on that on this video because I'm going to try to make this one a little shorter and get to the point of where we're at. 4-year, $98 million extension, $105 overall when you add the 7 years that he had on his contract already. So $105 million contract over those 5 years, 4 years, $98 left to be paid. Every penny worth it for that man. This is the Montez Sweat effect. And this is, I talked a lot about DeMarcus Walker before we signed Yannick Ngakoue. And I was not in favor of signing Ngakoue because DeMarcus Walker actually had stats per snap, one of the better ratings in the league. But I said he's a complementary player. He's not your star. He benefits from your star. And look at what happened. This is on one of my other videos that I did. Down below, DeMarcus Walker pre-Montez Sweat trade. DeMarcus Walker post-Montez Sweat trade. Now, his run defense didn't go up. His run defense went down. That's on him. But the pass defense, look at how much better he got opportunities to pass rush and his pass rushing grade, his missed tackle percentage, his sack hit hurry rate. Everything improved when Montez Sweat got here. That's the Montez Sweat effect. And it wasn't just his opposing side of the defensive end. It was also linebackers, cornerbacks, safeties. They all improved because of the pressure Montez Sweat bring. This is the best signing that Ryan Poles has done. The best trade was the number 1 overall pick, and he's going to top that again by doing it again. So the value of Montez Sweat cannot be, definitely worth $241. There's not a guy at 41 that's going to be worth Montez Sweat. And yes, you have to pay for him. Salary cap is a whole different thing. We're going to do a salary cap video. I promised that a couple times. I promise we're getting to it. We're going to do a salary cap video. All right. Here's where we stand with the picks now. The Bears clinched the number 1 pick, 2024 draft. When the Panthers lost, they ended up having a 2-15 record. We have 6 picks. Okay, we thought maybe we'd have 7 if Ian Cunningham got hired on as a GM. It's actually better for us that he didn't. He is such a right-hand man to Ryan Poles. He's more valuable with us this year with this critical year. So this is a good thing that we still have him, but we only have 6 picks. All right, here's our salary cap situation. You look at all the teams. This is not set in stone because the league hasn't finalized it. This is an estimate. This is from Sport Trek, just so you guys know where this came from. See right number 8 there, the Bears, $49,132,701. This is an estimate. It's going to be fairly close. At this point of the year where they're estimating things are going to be fairly close to where they stand. Okay, the Commanders at the top there with $83 million. Titans 73, Patriots 69, going on and on all the way down to the New Orleans Saints who are negative 82. They're taking cap hits every year. They're paying penalties. Not a good space for them to be in. Everything on that right side is below the league average of $17 million. Everything to the left is above the league average. So those guys on the right side are struggling a little bit. We've already talked about this a few times. We're not going to beat a dead horse, but here's the place where we can pick up some more salary cap. And you might say, well, we've already got $49 million. What do we need more for? $49 million doesn't go very far when you're really trying to rebuild and take this roster into elite competition and compete for the division and the conference. It really doesn't. And we're going to show that in just a minute. But the 2 spaces, it's really clear. And a lot of people say, well, we might re-sign Eddie Jagger. We might renegotiate his contract. He's 31 years old. He's on the decline. And I don't see him being worth anywhere near what he could restructure his contract for. He's more valuable if we just flat out cut him and bring someone else in. I'm going to show it in here. Xavier McKinney is the guy that I've targeted, and I absolutely think the Bears can go get him, and he would be excited to play on this Bears team. This Bears team is flying, and one of the weakest spots is the free safety, and he would bring a pop to that, and it would be a great addition. Anyways, you see there, Cody Whitehair, let's just say pre-6-1 trade. Let's say right when free agency opens, we're going to cut these guys when the new league year opens. We're going to get cap savings of $9 million from Cody Whitehair And down below, the second column, pre-6-1 trade on Eddie Jackson, $12,560,000. That's $21,700,000 roughish dollars that we're going to save. That goes a long ways. And here's where that comes into play. Right now, we have 16 clear roster holes, spots that we need to improve to be elite. It's a lot better than before because we're talking about bringing the competition in and having a really solid roster. I've highlighted those with the boxes here. You know, a couple tight ends, a center, a guard center, running back, 3 wide receivers, left tackle, defensive end, defensive lineman, cornerback, free safety, linebacker, and long snapper. That's 16 spots we need to fill. And look on the right. Right now, we have 6 draft picks this year. Okay, that leaves us 9 roster holes. Let's hypothetically say we have $71 million from cutting Cody Whitehair and Eddie Jackson. Well, if you sign 2 to 3 major free agents, $10 to $20 million contracts, and 5 league minimum, your salary cap's already gone. And let me show that to you. Let's say we franchise tag Jalen Johnson, $18.4 million. We sign free agent Xavier McKinney, $12.5 million. We signed free agent Curtis Samuel, $11 million. All 3 of those make extreme sense to me. All 3 of those are things that we realistically and should do. And I think that's really what could happen. Then you sign 5 league minimum contracts. That's $8 million. And then your rookie contracts you're going to be drafting are going to be worth about $15 million. That $71 million is already gone, guys. You have $6 million left. And Poles likes to have a little buffer space for mid-season transactions or moves that have to happen, and it's smart to do that, to even have a little bit more than that. All right, so there's 8 guys there, 6 guys in the draft. We're still shy a couple guys. This is why trading down from that number 1 spot is more valuable this year than resetting the quarterback clock. Justin Fields is owed $3 million left, $6 million total for this year, and $22 million next year. We're not in salary cap hell right now. But trading down gives us valuable pieces, not to just have to try to find a starter or a valuable player in round 5, but to get high-quality picks. Let's look what happens if we do make a hypothetical trade with the Commanders and we take 1, 2, 234, 241, and first-round pick next year. Yeah, it's a lot, but it's becoming more and more commonplace where that looks realistic. With the draft capital the Commanders have and trying to stave off other people from us trading down with them, getting 1, 2, 234, 241, and a first-round pick next year is very realistic. The Commanders still get their first-round pick. They get their quarterback of the future. They have 2 third-rounders, and they have the rest of their draft capital this year. That's still a great position for the Commanders to be in, and they have the most salary cap space available. Remember, I showed you guys this. They have $83 million. They will be aggressive on the free agent market to protect that quarterback and put Caleb Williams in a better position the Bears ever had to put in. It would be a best situation for everyone. And really, Caleb Williams could succeed in that system year 1 if they use that cap space properly. All right, then let's say we trade down from 1-9 to 120. And this one does make sense because the Steelers have a lot of needs. And while you can say they have need to stay put, they have 3 huge needs that they could fill by trading up to precisely where number 9 is. 9 is a prime spot. There could be a quarterback available. If there's not, there's going to be quality tackles or the top cornerbacks in the class. Those are 3 huge needs the Steelers have. And the Steelers were down, playoff team, lost in the first round, 20th overall pick. That could give the Bears 120, 384, next year's first-round pick, and next year's fourth-round pick. Very realistic stuff. Now let's relook at this, guys. Same scenario. You've still got your 8 free agents. 5 lower quality league minimum. They fill the space. Those are going to be like your guys like Patrick Scales, Dylan Cole, Mercedes Lewis. Guys you need, and they're valuable, but we can get them on a cheaper contract. Then you've got your 3 guys that are really going to be impact players. Jalen Johnson, Xavier McKinney, Curtis Samuel. But now look at our draft picks this year. 1, 2, 120. Let's say Marvin Harrison Jr. Let's say Jackson Powers Johnson. Let's say 234, 241. All 7, 8 of those top draft picks and 9 total. Now we have 9 draft picks, all in the top 5 rounds, and 6 in the first 2 days. Those are impact players, and we've filled our roster holes without having to try to force it and without trying to take lower level players and fill them in like we showed on part 1 of this video series, where you're taking guys like Dominique Robinson, Tristan Ebner, Doug Kramer, Tyree Carter, Elijah Hicks, and you're trying to fit a round peg into a square hole. It's better to have these high caliber, high quality draft picks and to continue to build brick by brick. It's all starting to make sense. If you guys look at this logically and you look at where the Bears' real needs are, you listen to the players and you listen to Cole Kmet and DJ Moore and the entire team with their and the stadium. We want Fields. We want Fields. There's a reason behind it, guys. So here we stand. We've got 8 free agents. We've got 9 draft picks. That's 17 players with 16 roster holes. You can even take an extra quarterback there and make an extra roster hole. It all lines up with how Poles has been talking about he's building this thing and how it's not a one-year rebuild. He knew that when he said it from the start. He knew Justin Fields was the guy he was backing from the start, that this is not a one-year rebuild. He knew that when he said it. Nothing's changed on his course to fix this Bears franchise. And then you think about that and you look at the top right where those 2025 draft picks are. 3 first-rounders, 2 second, a third, 2 fourths, a fifth, and 2 sixths next year. Now we're in a prime position where we can trade players away that are good players to make space and to get draft picks and to free up salary cap and to make room. You're all of a sudden an elite team that's playing the game the right way, and you're in charge. This team is headed in the right direction. It's really, really going to be a great draft, a fun year. This is so exciting for me as a Bears fan. I know it is for all of you guys too. And that's why part 3 of this is the most important part. The recap of where the Bears draft picks are under Ryan Poles, part 3. I really, really hope he does what I just talked about because there's a prime opportunity for the Chicago Bears. All right, hope you guys enjoyed this. Please leave your comments below. Like and subscribe if you have not. I do appreciate you guys. Hope you have a great weekend, and until next time, bear down.